Want to see how I made this? First, you trace a shape, any shape, then you mix part A and part B, and now you have a light-sensitive solution. Now paint that onto your shape. I like to use this craft sponge. I think it moves the chemistry around really nice. You can use a paintbrush, but you might get splashes. Smooth it all around evenly. You don't want any puddles, and then hang it to dry. Now take your flowers. I snipped mine apart, I laid them out, and then I separated them into nice, neat piles. This made it easier for me to go through and arrange my design. Be thoughtful with this. Take your time, but just don't do this in direct sunlight. You will expose your paper and ruin your exposure of your print. Look for flatter, squishable items. The closer to 2D, the better. I've even ripped the guts out and ripped off extra petals to make these flowers flatter. Once I get it just where I like it, I'm going to take some blue painter's tape and cover up these drips so that they don't get exposed, so they hopefully erase. And squish it all under this big heavy piece of glass. Now I'm going to clamp it to squish it even harder, flatter, so I can get more detail. And then I'm going to push it out into the sun, and I'm going to let it cook here for 11 minutes. Not that long. And my timer goes off, and I'm going to bring it back inside under a covered area, not in direct sunlight. I take off the glass, take off this little bit of tape, and I pull off the botanical matter, or whatever you choose to print with. Now it's time to rinse. Technically, I'm in the sun, and it doesn't really make a difference. So just go do it out in your driveway. I'm using a garden hose. My tray isn't big enough, so it's on top of my tray upside down. Then I'm going to pour over a splash of hydrogen peroxide, and that's going to oxidize the print and give it that nice contrasty dark blue. And then voila, it's done. You've made a cyanotype.